Bonjour mesdames et messieurs. In this episode of On the Trails with Ansel Adams, we're going to shoot the Bridal Veil Falls. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, my name is Serge. I'm a French photographer living in the beautiful city of Paris, France. But right now I'm in Yosemite. I make 1 to 2 tutorials per week. Click here if you want to subscribe to my newsletter and get access to tons of raw files, free preset, Lightroom brushes. All you have to do is sign up on my website, click here, put in your email address, and then you can access all the free lessons. And on each free lessons, you got source files. Okay, so we are again in Yosemite, and I want to take this beautiful waterfall that's behind me called the Bridal Veil Falls. I'm going to try to walk around and hike a little bit, find other viewpoints, I think there is one which is really nice where you have a little bridge, you have a little bit of the water of the river, and then you've got in the back, you've got the waterfall. So basically different types of framing that I'm going to try do and see which one works the best. When when I'm on location like this, it's raining, it's not going to be easy. I'm going to try to protect my camera as much as possible, but different framing, different technology, like this technique of high speed or long exposure can be cool. I'm also going to try to shoot it with the 2 trees behind me through the trees to make a frame in a frame. So let's shoot this waterfall. So I'm trying to take a shot of the Bridal Veil Falls, and I kind of like this one where you have a bit of waterfall, a little bit of water, and stones, and then you see a little bit of the waterfall. I'm going to try to take one big portrait with long exposure so that the water is nice. But there is a lot of trees and branches. In the end, I'm not sure I'm going to keep it, but in the dot, I always take the shot. Ok, soulève un petit peu ton parapluie, amour. Voilà. So on this one, what I did is I put the ND variable filter on so that I had at f16 about 1.5 seconds of exposure. This is a view of the Bridal Veil Falls from a 70 to 200. Right now I'm at 70, so I can see actually most of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom the whole way to 200 so that I just get like the, that part with the frozen tree. I think it'd make a really cool photo. Imagine that on a big screen. It's just, it's actually great when you come to a place that's so big to be able to go with 70 to 200. I can even try to rotate and at 70 I can almost get the whole thing, the whole waterfall. All right, so let's do some 70 to 200 shots. All right, mesdames et messieurs, so before we get started and I look at all the photos I got with the 70 to 200, just want to show you, like every week, if you go on photosearch.com, my website, photosearch.com, and you go on my gear, you come to this page, the Creative Cloud Photography Authorized Affinity Partner. If you click on this, I have a special agreement with Adobe where you can get the Photography Creative Cloud, which is Lightroom and Photoshop, for the price of 2 coffees at Starbucks. And I'm talking the smaller coffee, not the big coffee. So it's going to detect which country you are in. I'm in the US right now, so it says $7.99 instead of $9.99. 20% less per month if you go through my website. Not only you are helping supporting all the free stuff that I do, but you make 20% off your Creative Cloud photography. Voila. So let's get started. Let me show you what I got of the Bridal Veil Falls. So this is all the photo that I touched. This is the so that's the view you have when you're really at the bottom of the waterfall, and that's the photo that I did and I retouched. That's the final photo. I really like this one. I think it's powerful. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's the easiest photo you can get because anybody can come to the bottom of the fall. Actually, everybody came there. It's just that it pour rains all the time. So as you can see on the video, I was wiping my glass with a little fiber cloth, going up, taking one photo, coming down every time. The next one is this one, same photo, but just into portrait mode. That's the final retouch, photo with the Ansel Adams Lightroom presets that I created, which you can get for free if you subscribe to my newsletter. So I kind of like this one. This is another view that I got. This one I moved a little bit more. I was away from all the water pouring, and that's the final photo that I got. I was really happy that it was really a bad weather because it makes this kind of dramatic sky, which I really like. That's the photo you get from the parking lot with using the 70-200, I believe. No, that was a 24-70 at 46 millimeter. So it's kind of cool. That's how I retouched it. I like it, but a bit classic. Now I took the car and moved around a little bit, and this is another view of it going far away, and that's how I retouched it at the end. Very dramatic. But the one I like the most, mesdames et messieurs, is actually the one I ended up taking from tunnel view. That's from very far away. I just love that photo. And this was shot with a 24-70 at 70. So I did not use any of the photo that I shot with a 70-200. And again, let me show you how I retouch this photo. I have these presets. If you haven't seen episode 1, 2, or 3, I really explain you how I create these presets. But it's basically, you get them for free. The first one is called AA Basic. AA stands for Ansel Adams because I'm on the trail of Ansel Adams, and this is my inspiration. I'm a huge fan of his work, and I hope one day I will be as good as him. But right now, I'm just on the trail, on the path to this great man's work, and I want to do all the national parks in the US with black and white and color, and I'm reading all these books, and I'm just really inspired by his work. Okay, so that's the basic black and white conversion, and then we have the basic black and white but with graded filter. Today's camera have such a big dynamic range that what you can do now is you don't even need to put a graded filter on your lens. If you got like a Sony A7R II, which has 15 f-stops of dynamic range, which I believe that's the case. I mean, it's huge dynamic range. You can do this graded filter in post. So that's the look that it would come from it. And then this is 3 as a look. We have the Drama Radial Circle Dark. We have the light version, and then we have the middle version. I think I'm going to go for... I like the dark version. I think I'm going to go for the dark version. Just make it a little bit brighter. And the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and take my graded filter and maybe erase this one. I have 2 and just leave the second one. So I just get the drama from the sky. And I just want to add, I'm going to click on my radial circle to see where they are. There's different radial circle. This one I'm going to put over the bridal fold itself so that it really stands out. And all that is a radial filter that adds a bit of clarity and a bit of exposure. This one might make it a little bit bigger. I like the idea that far away it's a little bit brighter there, you know, to add a bit of exposure there. I think I like that idea, because this is the half dome, I believe, in the back, and this graded filter really just helps here a little bit. So that's, at the end of the day, that's my favorite one. Very fast, you know. I usually take about 30 seconds to retouch my photo with using presets. So all the work is really taking the photo. The retouch itself, when I'm not doing a video, is between, I would say, 15 seconds to about a minute. Of course, thanks to the help, I'm going to erase this one. I'm actually, you know what, not only I'm going to erase this one, but I'm going to go back into the radial filter, and I'm going to duplicate this one, and I'm going to go the opposite. I want to make this a little bit brighter. I'm going to duplicate this. I want to make this a little bit brighter, just to get some more details here, and maybe move this one here. Voila. The technique is very simple. All I'm trying to do is to avoid that there is the same tone on something. I like to make a slight variation. I think it makes the light more interesting. Let me show you. If I go before the radial filter and after, you see before the radial filter, you see how this rock is evenly led, and now with this little change, all I did is put some focus on some nicer part of the photo, which you could do in the past with black and white. It's kind of hard to do, but it's possible. Some retouchers could do it with little spoons and things like this. It's so easier to do with Lightroom. I think Ansel Adams would have really loved Lightroom for that. Okay, I'm just guessing. Anyways, I like the photo. I think I'm gonna crop it a bit more because I think there's too much sky. I really want to be on the mountain itself. Yeah, something like this. And maybe, no, that's about it. That's about it. So if you go to photoserge.com and you click on tutorials, you will see my bestseller is the Lightroom CC Complete Training. It's 6 hours of training on all my techniques about using Lightroom CC. It usually costs $97. You can get it for right now at $67.90. But because you're watching this episode, if you add the code PLP246 on the checkout, you will get a little surprise, an additional discount. Voilà, mesdames et messieurs. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will see you back in a couple of days. Do you want to get hundreds of raw files from all over the place where you can play around with? Do you want to get amazing free Lightroom presets, free brushes, free Photoshop actions? All you have to do is enter your email address. You will receive an email. You can then create an account, and then you can access this free lesson tab. You can choose from over 200 free lessons. Every free lesson is going to have source files for you to download and play around with. It's a great way to learn photography, learn post-processing for nothing. No money, it's all free. It's a gift to you as a member of photoserge.com. So thank you and welcome, and let's do some photos together.